Hi there, Ryan with PNW Insurance Group here. And today we're going to be tackling the question, are insurance agents still relevant? I mean, what with all the AI and searches you can do, you probably don't need an insurance agent anymore, right? So this question actually came from lunch I had with a friend of mine the other day, and he was mentioning to me that, I can go online and have AI quote me insurance with 10 to 15 different companies with a few clicks of the button. I mean, what do I really need you for, right? And he was sort of joking, but it brought up a really good point that I think needs to be addressed. We do have a lot of tools now, and if you're just looking for the best price on insurance, you can utilize those search tools and oftentimes find cheaper insurance on your own than you might be able to through an agent. And so I think it's important to address the value that agents actually bring because it is significant and I would say even increasingly important in this day and age. Really, it comes down to the difference between what an insurance salesperson is and an actual insurance agent, right? A lot of times people think that, well, insurance salespeople, insurance agents are the same thing. They're just there to find me the best insurance policy for the lowest rate and that's it, that's their job. And truly, for an insurance salesperson, that is their job, right? Their job is to sell that policy and then they will likely never talk to you again. For an insurance agent, it's quite a bit different, right? We want to cultivate that relationship so that we not only write your policy, but we also service your policy, review coverages all the time, and be there, when you need us. And so there's a big, big difference. So here's some of the key things that I think sets true insurance agents like us ourselves apart from those that just maybe sell insurance or maybe they're just not very good insurance agent. The first thing is when we set up your policy to begin with, we're having an actual conversation. We're asking you a lot of questions about your life, what your goals are, what different risks you have, and things you have to protect. And then we are actually advising the type of coverage you might need and having a conversation on different coverage options with you to help you choose the right coverage for you. You're not going to get that from, an AI bot or anything like that, right? Or even an insurance salesperson, with your big insurance companies. They're not going to tell you that. They're just trying to sell you a policy. Being a trusted advisor, that would be the number one thing. Number two is, we actually service all of our policies in-house with local employees. And that might seem like, well, duh, of course you do. But, if you've ever worked with a big insurance company where you're, working with them one-on-one, say it's a direct carrier, you don't have an agent, um, you're talking to somebody different each time, and they could be in Dallas, Texas. They could be outside the United States. You don't really know who you're talking to and what their level of competence is. And I've noticed that's also become true with a lot of actual insurance agencies. They've started to outsource a lot of their employees and things outside the United States because it is a lot cheaper. But we don't actually do that. So you're always going to be talking to a human that's in your local area typically that we've trained and put a lot of effort into. Yeah, so that's another big thing. Very nice to talk to somebody who knows you and knows your policy when you need something. Um, the next thing would be policy reviews. Every 1 to 2 years, ideally, you'd want to do a policy review with your agent in order to make sure that nothing has changed that you need to address on your insurance policy, or if there's better options available, better savings available, anything like that. It's important to do that. And so that's something that we proactively reach out, at least every couple of years to all of our clients to make sure that that happens. And probably the most important aspect of having an agent, though, comes when you need to actually file a claim or you think you might need to file a claim. As an agent of 15 years, I can say probably at this point, probably 50% of what I do is helping with claims. That's a lot of what I do right now. And so that can come in two forms. One is advising on the front end, whether you need to file a claim or you don't need to file a claim. So imagine you're in a fender bender, for example, and maybe it's your fault, but the damage is minor, and you want to know, well, should I pay out of pocket? Should I file a claim? What is this going to do to my insurance rate? All those different questions can play out in 100 different scenarios. And so having an agent that's seen all those things happen and has that experience and can advise you in that situation is crucial, because you don't want to just file a claim for every little thing that happens. You want to use your insurance sparingly if you can, because, of course, as you know, every time you file a claim, your rates are likely going to go up, particularly if it was your fault. So you got to be careful with that, and having a layer of an advisor between you and the insurance company is really crucial. And that leads me to my last point, which is we will also be your claims advocate when things maybe don't go right in a claim scenario. So I know we like to all think that once you file a claim, the insurance company is going to step in and take care of everything, and it's all going to go smoothly. But it doesn't always go that way. And in this particular insurance climate we're in, it seems like it's going that way less and less, because we are finding a lot of situations where insurance carriers and adjusters um, are maybe not acting in the best faith for their clients. And so we have to then step in and say, hey, this isn't going well. Either the communication isn't going well, or, you know, you're not interpreting the coverage correctly. Whether intentionally or not, it's happening a lot. And so if you go direct through an insurance company and you don't have an agent, or maybe you just don't have a good agent, it's just you versus the insurance company, and that's a tough road to hoe on your own. Okay, and so having that claim advocacy part of what we do as an agent is so crucial. So I think that highlights pretty well what insurance agent should be, right? We're not there just to shop you around every year to try to find the best price. We're there to put you, with good coverage, with a good company, and then help back you up when you need to file a claim, and be there to advise you when you need our help. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below, and I hope you have a great day.